Hello, good morning. Welcome once again to Nottingham, final day of the 28th British Open Wheelchair Tennis Championships. And we're looking forward to three great finals here. Starting off with the men's singles final, and we've got the quad singles final and the women's singles final on the final day of competition. So welcome once again to the Nottingham Tennis Centre, which is resplendent in sunshine today. Yesterday was not the case. We had a lot of grey sky and a monsoon of rain about 4 o'clock, but everything's looking much better today, and hopefully we're going to be set fair all the way through the course of the day. On your screen, the world number one up against the now world number 3, though he's number 4th seed here in Nottingham for the men's singles final. It will be the Argentine Gustavo Fernandez against Britain's number 2. And so you see the coin toss that took place a little while ago. Lily Folland, who's taking part in the Tennis Foundation British Open Junior Tournament here. Lily's from Wales and will be making a National Schools Games Finals debut in September, representing Wales. Well done to her. And good to have her along. She's only just started playing tennis and hopefully has a very bright future. Well, I'm hopefully going to have a bright future for the next hour and a half in the company, or maybe a bit less, in the company of the performance analyst for the Tennis Foundation, Dev Sharma. Welcome.
Thanks, Bob. Nice to be here. Yeah, it's a really nice day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good to have you along. And before we get underway, your thoughts on this matchup?
It's a great matchup. I think Alfie's been really, really good throughout the tournament. Gustavo's hitting the ball well. I saw him in practice a bit earlier on. Really, really striking it well with his coach. And Alfie, again, another British hope for this coming Paralympics. Looks fantastic so far.
Well, he was in the top 10 a year ago and wasn't expected to make it through to the quarterfinals in Rio. Made it beyond the quarterfinals, made it to the semi-finals, made it to the final.
Yeah.
All British Paralympic final in Rio last year, you'll recall. Gordon Reid coming out on top in a fairly one-sided fight, it must be said, but since then Alfie has blossomed and grown, and now he is world number 3. They're head-to-heads, 6-2, but of course they've had 2 big encounters this year, one in France, the French Open, which Alfie won, and one at Wimbledon, which Gustavo won. First to serve, Alfie Hewett at the commentary box end. I think indication already there, Dev, the kind of final we can expect. It's going to be hard hitting.
Yeah, really hard hitting. It's good to see. Good tennis.
First one out of reach for Alfie.
It's a fantastic backhand return winner, isn't it?
So difficult to read as well. Good riposte, good reply from Alfie. And we were talking about this yesterday, about he plays best when he's not too deep. When he's in and around the baseline and not too far behind, that's when he plays best. When he gets 5 or 6 or 7 feet behind, then he hands pretty much the game, or certainly the momentum, to his opponent on the other side.
Absolutely.
You'll also be aware that twice when they met this year, he's conceded the first set 6-love.
Really?
It's happened on a couple of occasions. Of course, he lost the first set at Roland Garros, 6-love as well, but went on to win that one. 6-love and 2-love down it was.
Yeah, what a performance.
One thing I've noticed in the last year with him is just how much stronger and better, more accurate his serve has become. As he plants it in the net.
Hours of practice.
Right on cue. Not the start he was looking for. Fernandez, a little fist pump, probably a bit early for that, to be honest, but there you go. Happy to be on the board, and Alfie broken in the opening game, but so don't worry too much about that. Ended 2016 at number 7, Alfie Hewett, so he's made up 4 places in the space of 8 months. Highest ever ranking is where he is now, number 3. But here's the man who's ranked number 1 in the world.
Climbed up the rankings.
Yeah.
Nice idea.
Yeah, nice idea. Radar's slightly off, but not too far off. Those are the kind of things you don't worry too much about as a coach, do you? Because you think, yeah, right shot, just not quite the right delivery, ultimately. And what he doesn't want to be is bullied off the court, and very quick to counteract that.
Just there to the ball in a flash, wasn't he? Good defence.
Just overhitting at the moment. That early morning adrenaline flowing through his body. Looked good in the warm-up.
Very concentrated, isn't he?
Yeah, too good.
It's amazing, that forehand power, and it's incredible.
Also the angle.
Yeah.
That's basically what wins those points, isn't it, for Fernandez? Yes, he's probably hitting it at the same kind of pace that Alfie is, but it's hitting those spots where he can't get it back.
Yeah, absolutely. Right in the corner.
So that's come and gone in a flash. Game number 2, and Fernandez off and running to a flying start.
Alfie needs to just settle down a bit. Take his time. Can't really do anything about that, can you?
You can't. However good you are, you can't move the wheelchair on jet-propelled power, can you?
No.
Seven, I think 6 doubles in his match against Gordon yesterday.
Started off very well against Gordon yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, that's exactly the reverse of what we're seeing here. Well, good second serve, but ultimately, when they come to trading in those kind of blows, it's the world number 1 is getting the better of the exchanges right now. 3 break points. Yeah, that's more like it.
Lovely shot. Great technique in it.
Does he have a stronger wing, do you think, Alfie? Backhand, forehand?
Somewhat. Somewhat, I'd say. He strikes it really cleanly.
I think he's being a bit too deep again. He's creeped into his game and did yesterday when he was down. He obviously lost the second set 6-1 to Gordon Reed yesterday. and we were observing in commentary that when he's at his best, we talk about this at the beginning of the match here, he's in and around the baseline. He's not too far behind the baseline.
No, he's taking the shots.
As soon as he starts getting back towards the backstop, that negates his game. Takes all the power out of his game, and that's what got him to world number 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, in the French Open, he was sublime around the baseline. Really, really striking it cleanly, dictating points. Here, not so much so far, but it's okay.
He needs more points like that.
Yeah.
That's what he needs. And he's capable of doing that. But as I say, don't get too alarmed because, as we mentioned at Roland Garros, he would love 6, 7, 6, 6, 2.
Yeah.
So he's not always the greatest of starters. And in fact, that match I was referring to in Korea is a really competitive second set. 6-love first set to the world number 1. And then Alfie fought back at 7-5 in the second, or he lost it, but it was much better.
Yeah, he's certainly competitor, Alfie. Don't worry about that. He'll keep digging.
First Argentine to get to number 1 in wheelchair tennis, male or female. Yes, Gustavo Fernandez, 3-love up. Give him a look again. That backhand is working to great effect. Close.
It's okay. It's a nice idea.
Yeah, this is good. The execution not quite. When it clicks into place, and hopefully it will. And I'll be more competitive. He hasn't won many points though. This is the worry at this stage.
Let's go to 10.
Good. That's the kind of rally he wants to be winning. The longer rallies generally have gone the way of the Argentine, but that's one in the credit column for Alfie Hewett, and just showing he can rally with the world number 1. We know he can, but at the moment he's just getting the second best on most of those encounters. Fernandez is relishing the challenge, but a smile on his face.
It's good to see they're both enjoying it.
I'm not sure if he's enjoying it all that much at the moment. But so important he gets that chair in the right position for those shots. Ooh. Well, again, don't fault him for trying, because that was, again, a decent effort. Could easily have landed on the line or caught the edge of it. Didn't in the end, and that's 2 relatively comfortable service games now for the Argentine. Perhaps we're heading the way of the French Open again.
Be great for Alfie if it ends like the French Open.
2-1 record Fernandez has in 2017.
Quite a close encounter at Wimbledon as well.
It was. Six 4, 6-7, 3-6. Good serve out wide.
Great serve.
Why doesn't he use that more often?
Yeah. Can't use it too much, can you?
No. It's a good shock tactic, if you like, or a surprise tactic, but it is effective.
What a return that is.
Not
Deep
much
in the corner.
Yeah, not much you can do about that again.
Seeing the ball very well, isn't he, Gustavo?
Not missing much.
It's more like it. There you go, back wide serve again.
Backhand today, Fernandez looks a lot stronger. That's where most of the winners have come from.
It's great play.
Perfect. Best point he's played in the game so far, I think.
Definitely.
Controlled it. Knew what he wanted to do with it. Did it. Here we go. 2 points to get on the board. And he does.
Is that wide serve again?
Yeah, it's very effective. It's what will bring him some rewards, I'm sure, today. And at least he's on the board. He's not going to get bageled this time. 4-1. So when you look at all the data, and you must have loads and loads to go through, what are the main things you're looking for when you're looking at Alfie? Obviously somebody progressing, 19 years of age, has come forward in leaps and bounds the last 12 months. What are the main stats that indicate where he's going?
There's not a lot of stats to kind of really pinpoint exactly where to look at. We look at a wide array of stats: a serve, return, end shot. The movement is very, very important in wheelchair tennis. So how a player moves along the court and how they can move in tactically and to be in a better position to hit the ball is very, very important. So statistically, there's a great amount you can do with it, but it's also down to the coaches and also myself and different aspects of the support team back home, which really, really help towards that overall package.
And they buy into all that. I mean, even if you tell them things they don't want to hear, they still buy into it, do they?
Well, they should do.
You know what coaches and players are like, no, I play my own game, I do it my own way. And you say, well, that's what you're doing time and time again. Yeah, but that's why I play. And eventually the light goes on above their head. They go, oh, actually he was right all along.
Yeah, maybe. Happens from time to time.
4-1, Fernandez serve. First double. This will be a very good game in which to break. Get a bit of momentum. Thing is, Fernandez can bully people off the court, kind of, with just the speed
Sheer power
of that
of it as
racket.
well. Good bit defensive from Alfie. Stuck in.
Again, just a little bit too much juice. Yeah, he's getting annoyed with himself, but he's doing the right thing.
Stick to the plan. Keep him deep.
Like that. Like that.
It's more like, isn't it?
From despair to elation in the space of like 30 seconds.
Crowd acknowledging that one.
Oh, second double. Right, a glimmer.
Well played, what a combination that is.
Isn't it?
Little 1-2.
If you froze that as he was doing that, you think he could not make that shot from where he was sitting. But he sometimes somehow pulls it off, and I don't know how he does that.
That's
Oh.
more like it.
Well, he's done a couple of those now, and he's got another break point. Second of the game. Chance to make it back to 2-4, only the one break. Got him, yeah. And that was a sort of a very cultured player, well beyond his years and experience, because he just waited there. It's been an easy shot to rush.
Yeah, very mature.
Got it into the corner, and Fernandez was not getting that back. So only the one break now. 2-4. Wasn't missing those early on.
It's amazing what a bit of pressure can do to someone.
Good serve. Not the fastest of serves, but positioning of that was impeccable.
Yeah, placement, wide serve again. And a bit of a rule there, isn't it?
Doesn't have to be blasting it down. And down the middle. Two absolutely perfect serves. Couldn't have got those better if he tried. Momentum swing. It's out, and 3 games in a row. Alfie Hewett, now 4 down, now 4-3, and really back in touch now. And just amazing how a game can transform what we've been playing, what, 20 minutes? Out if you isolate the first 10 and the second 10, 2 different matches.
Absolutely.
All together.
Yep.
Is there a catalyst for that? Is there something that you saw, with your analytical eye?
Do you know what? Sometimes it can just be 1 point. 1 point can just turn the momentum of the game for the match. And as you saw there, maybe that return winner could have done it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and 2 great serves as well. One out wide, one down the middle. Just highlighting what we were talking about, or I mentioned earlier in the commentary, is how much his serve, I think, has improved.
Yeah,
last 12 months.
Definitely. A lot of training gone into that. Really, really good to see.
Because it's still quite an important part of the game. I know you can't get the power from the wheelchair you can from able-bodied tennis, but it's still a very important part of the game, isn't it?
The return's a lot more important than the serve at the moment. You see a lot more points won on the return.
Well, see what Alfie's demeanour's like when he comes back onto court. Here he comes, ready to receive, ready to get the Fernandez serve. Let's see if he can get a second break here. So worried about the line judge at the back of the court. She nearly took a forehand right in the face there. Which means he's getting a bit too deep again. Making him rush. And he seemed to have all the time in the world early in the match. First few games, Fernandez was very much in charge, but now Hewett is making Fernandez rush.
Good start to the game, isn't it?
Yes.
Bit annoyed with himself
every
there.
right to be annoyed with that. That should have been back in play. Good old chunter to himself. Terrific return. Brilliant return. Good deep serve too from Fernandez, but he latched onto that.
Great contact. Outstanding. Yeah, timed that perfectly. Gustavo could do nothing.
No, it's out of reach.
Trading blows.
Yep. Not much you can do about it. If he gets down on himself with balls, it just can't get. Nobody can get that. Now, does he attack the second serve?
Yes.
It's got a break point, remember? He has, and he's got the break, the second break, and from love 4, Alfie Hewett gets parity. 4 games all, so we are where we were at the very beginning. What a great recovery that is.
Yeah, showing a good bit of grit, staying there, sticking in the points. Well deserved.
Yeah, so no repeat of Wimbledon, obviously, and no repeat of the French Open. Very different first sets. Terrific.
One.
Lovely forehand. Plenty of weight behind that. Plenty of direction behind that too. And Fernandez not even close. Is on that one and gets applause from his opponent.
That's a good response. Great return.
Ooh, out of reach. That's what he can do. That's what he was doing early in the match. First few games, that's exactly what he was doing on the Hewett return. Just some indecision there on that shot. Not quite sure what. He was going to go forehand, backhand. He was kind of betwixt and between. That's what happened with that shot in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah. Bit twitchy.
Great serve. Keeps pulling those out of the locker at key points. Needs another. Big, come on. Yeah. I keep saying his serves should be different from how it was a year ago. In terms of pace, direction, pretty much everything. Second double. Yeah, just long. Very close, but it was right in front of us, so we could tell. So that's negated that break point. Back to deuce. Great 1-2 punch.
Yeah, great movement.
Still doesn't look happy.
Saw a bit of a weak return. Came in, finished. Bit of a hesitant serve there.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the kind of ones that irritate. It's right on your racket. You know what do you want to do with it? Unfortunately, that blasted tape gets in the way. Shame. Shame. All the momentum was going Alfie Hewett's way, and a ragged service game means that Fernandez has his nose back in front and will come out to serve for the first set, and it will be with new balls as well. Just wondered about the positioning of Alfie's chair when he serves, because quite a few players put their wheels almost on the line, very close. He's quite a way back. Is it just down to the
Personal preference.
Yeah. Because with such a powerful game that he has, all right, it's only a couple of feet, but I just wonder whether that makes a lot of difference or not.
No, sometimes just personal preference.
So where Fernandez chooses to serve. So we're waiting for Alfie to return before he can. Alfie just taking all the time that he can. Being advised by the umpire, time is up. Well, he's broken him twice already, so he can do it for a third time. Going to need to do it for a third time to stay in this first set. New balls. Too good. Yeah, just look at Fernandez's position. He's right on the line, so there's probably about 3 feet, 4 feet difference between where he positions himself and where Alfie is. So you can see it was right on the line there.
Mixing up Alfie. Starts to turn.
I think Gustavo looks more than 23, don't you? So
Yeah.
quite rugged.
Yeah.
For a 23-year-old. There's that power of the forehand again, and the positioning of it.
Wind playing a bit of havoc there. Bit of a gust.
Now I've worked out why his coach was making those noises in practice this morning, because I thought he was trying to emulate Rafa Nadal. Actually, it's Gustavo Fernandez he was trying to emulate.
The intensity of his training is just incredible.
First set point for the world number 1. Got it back, but it's wide. So that's first set point saved. Alfie Hewett. Really good return off the serve. So I'd say the first serve has deserted Fernandez, which might give Alfie a chance in the second. Certainly went for it.
Saw it early.
Well, that wraps it up. About half an hour. It's a bit of topsy-turvy first set. Fernandez taking the first 4 games. Alfie taking the next 4, but the next 2 going the way of the Argentine. So Alfie will have to come from behind. He's lost 4 of their 5 encounters in this year, in the back end of last. So the last meeting on hardcourt was that one at the Career Open. We forget the 6-love because it's obviously not a 6-love set, 6-4 and 7-5, but just elements in that first set. Certainly coming back from 4-love down being a good case in point. Just look at some of the highlight show reel, if you like, of Gustavo Fernandez. That they can win the second set. Alfie Hewett, all the tools seem to be now working pretty well. We can latch onto that Fernandez serve a bit more readily and more often. So we're talking about the big strides he's made in 12 months. Back end of 2017, 16 rather, he was number 7. So the back end of 2017 is going to be probably top 3.
You got to remember he's 19 as well.
Yeah. Still the youngest top tenor at the moment, by quite some way actually. Having a ponder, having a think.
Fernandez out early.
Yeah, he is. Whereas Alfie's just playing with his strings, having a think. Do you deal with his meditation as well?
Probably should, shouldn't I?
This match is far from gone. As he proved in the first set, it looked like it could be a whitewash. Came back for 4-love down. So most of his game's working pretty well. Just needs to string a few more of those together and get off to a better start in set 2. Chose to serve in set 1, and he will serve first in set 2 too. It's a howitzer when he lets that go, and you don't see it. Still pretty much in your service motion as the ball whizzes past your nose. Yeah, again, just brute force. So much power in those shots. Yeah, the rolled forehand is not working all that well today. That's one of his favourite shots, but
Seems a bit tight at the moment.
40. Not what he wants in early stages of set 2. Wants to get off to a nice calm and controlled start. This is not. Just a bit too much. Well, love 40 love in his case. You can go for broke, can't you? Third double fault from Alfie Hewett, and gives the first game of the second set, as he did the first game of the first set, to the Argentine, and he has the immediate break. He was quite ready there, was he? Still thinking about where he's got to put his towel. Very close. I think we said that a few times in the first set, didn't we?
Yeah. Backhand cross court. Don't have a speed gun here, sadly, because I'd love to know what Fernandez's speed on his serve is. Because down our end, when it goes into the backswing, it seems to be really cracking into it. Nice return there from Alfie.
Second serve to look at here. How aggressive is he going to be? Beautifully done. He's got it back. Oh, he's winning that point all the way to that last shot. Got Fernandez to go one side of the court, other side of the court, back again. Getting him to move in that chair, but yeah, off the Hewett racket. It's missing by fractions.
Just needs a few to start going in and then it'll really start kicking off.
That could not have been a better position. That's right at the intersection of service line and sideline, and that's the most difficult place to get to the ball, and so it proved. And get a little bit of a repeat of what we saw in the first set. 2-love lead, early break. Obviously, Alfie Hewett needs to change that position, change that momentum to get back in set number 2.
Yeah, too good.
Yeah, and when he gets aggressive and comes in, he's got a lot of purpose there. He knows exactly what he wants to do with the ball, and hits it so hard. It's so hard to get it back. Alfie in a bit of a hole again here. No, the even bigger one. Love 40.
3 break points. Yeah, love that.
Oh, there was a bit of anger in that shot. He gave that the works, and it did work. Still got to do that 2 more times yet. Now, against most players, that wide serve would not have come back.
No.
But Fernandez, good on return, but excellent follow-up.
Yeah, great reach from Gustavo.
Perfect. 3 perfect points in a row.
Yeah, and just like that, we're back to juice.
Just to prove he can do it, and we know he can do it. Just needs to string it together for a few games rather than a few points. And what can you do when a man is driven out of court like that and basically going to go into the side netting there and gets the ball back and gives you an angle you just can't return. First ace from Alfie Hewett, first ace of the match.
Nice placement again.
Close to a second. That's twice in this game he's done that. Nothing wrong with the serve.
Look quite close. Almost out.
That's a winner too. So many winners off the serve. Service returns going into court, and that's why the scoreline is the way it is in set number 2. I think it's quite hard to evaluate this because I don't think Alfie's playing particularly badly.
No.
In fact, he's stringing some very, very good shots together, some very good points together. But you're up against a man who seemingly can do things that other people in the men's game can't do, and just get returns from ridiculous angles. Let's look at some of them here.
Yeah, I mean, well, Gustavo's just riding away at the moment, just supremely confident. Back a few really, really good wins for himself. Obviously number 1, climbing up the rankings. Yeah, it just happens to players, they ride the wave. Just that sheer self-confidence in what you're playing, how you're playing. But don't underestimate Alfie. He's still in it.
Yeah, he's still in it, but as he showed in the first set, he can come back from 4-love down.
Yeah.
Would like to break here and make sure he doesn't have to do that again.
Yeah.
Taking as long as he can at the chair just to compose his thoughts. Fernandez on the mission wants to get over and done with pretty quickly. The sky's not too bad today, certainly no dark clouds. All the ones that are around seem to have skirted over. Oh, brilliant.
I like it.
Yeah, but he fell out of his chair trying to get to that as well. He really had to try and push off, and in doing so, and he projected himself out of the chair.
Gustavo fell out quite a few times at Wimbledon in that match.
Well, brilliant retrieve initially from the Argentine, but Alfie Hewett was just toying with him there. Cat and the mouse for a bit.
Taking his time. Going through the motions.
To me, he's not doing enough of that second serve in terms of the reply, because that's when obviously a little bit of the weight comes off that serve right into his hitting zone. He's not making him actually chase that often or run that often, or obviously move in the chair that often for that.
More like, isn't it? Hitting him deep. Stop the movement.
Well, he's got a point. 4 on 3. Let's see whether they are to try and get a first serve in. Can and do all Alfie can do is overhit it over the baseline. May not get too many chances like that.
Back to juice again. Tight games.
Second serves, okay.
See what he does with it.
Better. Better. Another second serve. Break point. And that's the immediate break back, 1 or 2 anyway. A few second serves to look at there, which is helpful from Alfie Hewett's point of view. So he's on the board, a bit earlier than he was in set number 1, and giving Fernandez something to think about. Good again.
Good combination. Going back behind Gustavo.
Yeah, he's done that a few times. Maybe not enough from the Hewitt supporters' point of view, but he's strung a few of those points together. Terrific angle. So good with that. Yeah, that wasn't about brute force or power particularly, just the angle and confines of the court. Didn't allow Alfie to go after that one.
Smart tennis, wasn't it?
And similarly on the other side, a bit of a riposte there.
Again.
Anything you can do.
Yeah, 3 shots. It's about the average in wheelchair tennis. 3-4 shots, rallies.
In men's games anyway.
Yeah.
Women's is about 20, isn't it? So, 2 points to bring it back to 2-3.
No, women's is more about 5, 6, 7. Quad's about similar to that.
Perfect. What a perfect point that was. Drive your opponent out on one wing and then get him scampering back over the other side. And he can construct a few more points like that. And he has done a few in this match so far, though Alfie Hewett can be competitive for maybe taking this into a third set, because he's got close now. It's 2-3. I was thinking from a coach's point of view, you're not a coach, obviously you're looking on doing the analysis, but you just think he's almost there. He's within touching distance, and 1 or 2 games here will transform this match. If he gets his nose in front in set 2,
who knows what could happen?
Yeah, because again, we've seen some of the points he's putting together. He's putting together some terrific points. And he's making, the #1 man in the world work really hard for the games, which he wasn't doing early on, it must be said. But now he's got into the match. Second set. Look at the court coverage from both men.
Yeah, he loves to know what heat maps are like, isn't it?
See how some of those shots are coming back from the doubles tram lines. They're going that far out.
Good crowd again.
Good crowd, very receptive crowd, and very appreciative of the efforts of both men.
I love watching the crowd and the heads turn. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. They're all in unison. So then, 3-2 Fernandez, still with the break. But doesn't get the radar right this time.
It's more like it.
Double full. Third. 3 apiece now.
Ooh. Bit angry there. It's great to see so many juniors about as well, Bob.
Yeah, that's the future. Good to have them involved in this environment, seeing the stars of today.
Yeah, I was walking around this morning. It's really, really good. It's good to see.
He might just be a bit rattled. As the demeanour of Fernandez has changed a little bit, as he's not having his own way at the moment. He had a big smile on his face in the first set. That smile has disappeared. 2 break points. 3 break points. And that will do it. 1 is all he requires. Another retrieving job achieved. Got to push on from this one though. From 4-love down, he got back to 4-4 and then lost the next 2 games. There's a momentum swing we were talking about potentially coming here after that very good hold in the previous game. And we know he's gone 3 with Fernandez before. Wimbledon, he won the first. Lost 2-1. Maybe we'll get a reversal of fortunes here. That was 6-4, by the way.
Do you reckon a tie break second set?
Could be. Oh, terrific. Loved it. On your stats, when you work out, how many of those little 1-2s have there been where he drives Fernandez out wide to one wing and then puts the ball for the winner down the other
Large
wing?
percentage, about 65%.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3 shot.
Just too much. Great deep return, set that point up right under his nose. See, Alfie was smelling the ball as it came back at him.
Square it down, right in the corner.
Choice in the thing. Can I just have an easy service game, please? Just give me one, will you? Yeah, came back like a tracer bullet, that one. Wasn't going to lay a racket on that, so that pattern's repeating itself, where he gets back to parity and then loses the next game on his serve. And now, what will you be saying at this point to him, if you could? I mean, obviously there's no coaching during the course of a match, but
Say stick to it.
there's not much wrong, is there?
No.
There is, it's not like he's making loads of basic errors. What he's going for are percentage shots, which he's just missing. Just a little bit concerned that, having talked up how good his serve is at the
Yeah,
moment.
there's wide serves on juice, working quite well. There, see a point.
And Fernandez is a little bit rattled, I think, at the moment. He's not quite in the same headspace he was in the first set, where he was particularly dominant.
There's Kane. There's my manager and his wife.
Well, see if Alfie can break back straight away. He's done it twice already in this set. Needs to do it for a third time to bring it back to 4-4. So 4-3 with the break. Well, that's elements and echoes of the first set, that. That's what he was doing early on when he got into that 4-love lead. He's going to get it. Oh, Alfie.
It's a great first push.
No, that is an unforced error, I'm afraid. Got to it, had time. It's kind of a dagger to the heart point, isn't it? When you actually get to it, think I can do something with it. Beautiful serve, drove him out wide. Couldn't get it back. It's a rapid service game for Fernandez. You're not playing to Argentina, waiting.
Ooh, bit tentative there.
Yeah. Forehand doesn't break down too often. It did this time. And just getting up a bit.
Couple game points.
Oh, great return. Gotta get back again though. Oh yes,
Yeah, lovely.
beautifully set up point. I thought the return might be good enough to win it, but had to carry on a little bit longer. But he's digging in well.
Both really hitting it deep, aren't they?
Well, delight for the Argentine. He holds on to his serve and moves to within a game of taking this. I should mention, maybe at this point, the appropriate time to say, no Briton has ever won this title in all the years it's been here. Those have come close, but no one's actually won it. So Alfie Hewett, if he did turn this around, will be making British Open history. Got a big job to do. Got to hold on to his serve first, or else there is no coming back.
Good way to start the comeback.
Yep, dictating the point off his racket is what he needs to do.
See that 3-shot combination.
Well, was close. Oh.
Great return.
Gave that a biff. He gave that something. Great angle. Good court coverage by the Argentine, and good retrieving initially by Alfie, but ultimately the number one was too strong and too accurate. Oh, depth on that return. Nothing he could do about it.
That brings up match point, doesn't it?
It does. And that's all he needs. And he gets the job done in just about an hour. So the head-to-head goes to 7-2 now in favour of the world number 1. And 5 out of the last 6 encounters has gone to Gustavo Fernandez. Alfie Hewett showed signs, certainly battling qualities to come back from 4 love and 3 love down in the second. But ultimately the serve couldn't quite hold up. And 6-4, 6-3 is how it ends. And he'll go back to the locker room and go, I was better than that. I was better than 6-4, 6-3.
Yeah. But he didn't play particularly badly, did he, Bob? He was playing quite well. Good tennis all round. It's good to see.
Still learning. I mean, it's 4 years between them. Fernandez has been on the circuit just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And but up to world number 3, and then there's obviously with every player, whoever they are, even Roger Federer, there's plenty to work on, isn't there? There's still little nuances there. His demeanour's interesting. I mean, we were looking at this yesterday with him and Gordon Reid. Gordon's very phlegmatic. He rarely shows any emotion apart from when he wins the match. You'll get the occasional fist pump, but hardly anything. Alfie wears his heart on his sleeve. You know pretty much point by point exactly what he's thinking and exactly how he's feeling.
Yeah, that could be why the combination worked so well in Rio, really. That doubles partnership could be a reason.
One's quite calm and the other's a bit more...
Yeah, a bit more settled.
Yeah. Let's just have a look at I think probably the conclusion of the match. That's one of the points that Alfie won. Doesn't seem to be any part of the court that he can't get to the ball, though. That's from a opponent's point of view. When you're looking at Fernandez, you think, well, okay, I've got a winner there. Oh no, I haven't. He's got it back again. So you're having to think another shot, another shot, another shot. Just amazing court coverage, which they both have, to be fair. But Fernandez has shown some of those serves out wide as well. And they just come back with interest, don't they, down the line. Very interesting, though, how close it's getting between world number 2 and world number 3 as the celebration. There's not much in terms of points now between Alfie and Gordon. In fact, I think it's 337.
Okay.
It was before today. So number 2 and number 3 might swap places before the end of the year. Who knows? Getting tight. Obviously, the Masters still to come in Loughborough in November. We're going to have the presentation party very shortly. We also have the Mayor, who is here today. Nottingham in attendance.
Welcome to the presentation ceremony for the men's singles at the British Open 2017 Wheelchair Tennis Championships. I'd like to introduce to the presentation part today the President of the Tennis Foundation, Sir Geoffrey Pass, the Lord Mayor, Councillor Michael Edwards, and the Lady Mayoress. So Geoffrey Pass is just going to say a few words.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen some fine tennis this week, another great British Open. Many organisations and individuals make this event so successful. We're indebted to our principal sponsor, Uniglobe, for their dedicated and continuing support. Our warm thanks, of course, go to Nottingham City Council and the staff of the Nottingham Tennis Centre. I'm delighted that the Lord Mayor of Nottingham, Councillor Michael Edwards, and the Lady Mayoress are here helping me with the presentations. The Tennis Centre is an invaluable venue for this event, and we very much appreciate it, Lord Mayor. We're very, very grateful. We also much appreciate the efforts of Tournament Director Kirsty Thompson, Referee Ray Lovell, Captain Lovell on the control desk, the press officer Andy Dodd, and our medical team. The umpires and the ball girls and boys are doing a splendid job, as are all our volunteers and volunteer drivers. Our players have come from all over the world to demonstrate their impressive talent. And we're delighted also to be staging the British Open Juniors Tournament, stars of the future. Finally, I'd like to thank you all, spectators. We really value and appreciate your support. And now to the presentations to our worthy winner and his valiant opponent.
So the 2017 runner-up from Great Britain, Alfie Hewett. And our 2017 British Open men's singles champion, Gustavo Fernandez.
Showing today why he is the world's number one. Just that array of shots, the power. Serve not always on point today, as was the case in his doubles match yesterday. Sometimes the serve went off, but when he gets it right, that ability he has just to get across the court and make those shots and get those returns back. Very frustrating for Alfie and any other opponent he comes up against in men's wheelchair tennis. But that's another title for him to add. Alfie may have got the better of him at Roland Garros, but he's done it at Wimbledon and now here in Nottingham, and we'll see him at the Masters in
Our
Loughborough.
next match on here today is the quad single final, so hopefully you can stay around and watch that.
So that's the first of our three finals done for today. 6-4, 6-3 for Gustavo Fernandez against Alfie Hewett. Next up, in probably about 10 to 15 minutes time, we'll bring you the quad singles final. British interest in that as well. World number one David Wagner up against Britain's Andy Lapthorne. It will be their 47th meeting. 47 times they've gone head to head, and Andy has the better of their encounters in 2017. We'll see that in a few minutes time.